Stalkers have a new tool for tracking and monitoring their victims. They're using mobile apps and digital surveillance software, better known as spyware. It can remotely access text messages, emails, and calls. Stalkers can also track their target's location.
Your smartphone is a portable surveillance device. You assume your digital life is secure because you use a lock screen password. Oh, sorry, but you are wrong. Criminals, stalkers, and corporate data brokers install invisible spyware directly onto your device. They watch your camera, read your texts, and track your location in real time. If you carry a smartphone, you are a target. Today, we expose the 12 silent signs your phone is hacked and provide the exact technical protocols to terminate the connection. Let us begin. Number 12. The thermal overload. You pick up your smartphone from a wooden desk. It has been sitting idle for 2 hours. You touch the back glass panel. The glass is warm. You assume the room temperature affected the device. You are incorrect. The processor inside your phone is running at maximum capacity. This is the thermal overload symptom. When a smartphone rests on a table with the screen off, the operating system enters a deep sleep state. The processor reduces its clock speed to conserve battery life. The internal temperature drops to match the ambient temperature of the room. Spyware prevents this sleep state. The malicious software requires constant computational power to record your location, compress audio files, and transmit data packages over the cellular network. This continuous background activity forces the central processing unit to remain active. The electrical current flowing through the processor generates heat. Because smartphones lack internal cooling fans, this heat transfers directly to the external metal frame and glass panels. If your device feels warm to the touch when you have not used it, an unauthorized background process is burning through your computational resources. You must audit your processor activity. Navigate to the battery settings menu on your device. Review the battery usage chart for the past 24 hours. You will see a graph displaying energy consumption when the screen is off. If the graph shows a steady decline rather than a flat line during idle periods, a background application is running. Choose to power off the device completely if it generates unprompted heat. A cold reboot halts all active software threads and severs the active connection to the remote server. Heat is a physical symptom, but the digital drain is more insidious. The exploit at number 11 uses your data plan against you. Number 11. The background data hemorrhage. You pay for a monthly cellular data plan. You use your phone for basic web browsing and occasional video streaming. You check your monthly statement and see your device consumed 50 gigabytes of data. You blame a software glitch. You are funding your own surveillance. Spyware is useless to a criminal if it cannot transmit the stolen data back to their command server. Text messages and location coordinates are small files. They consume minimal data. Audio recordings and live video feeds are large files. They consume massive amounts of bandwidth. When a hacker activates your microphone to record your conversations, they must upload those audio files using your cellular connection. This creates a background data hemorrhage. The malicious software bypasses your wireless internet connection to avoid router-level security logs. It forces the data transmission through the cellular radio. The operating system tracks this upload activity. The criminal attempts to hide the transmission by scheduling the uploads during the early morning hours, assuming you will not notice the activity while you sleep. You must intercept this data flow. Open the Settings application on your smartphone. Navigate to the cellular or network data usage menu. The operating system provides a detailed list of every application and the exact amount of data it consumed over the current billing cycle. Scroll past your web browsers and social media applications. You are looking for applications with generic names like System Service, Device Health, or Android Update. Look at the data breakdown. The system displays foreground usage and background usage. If a utility application shows gigabytes of background data usage, it is a spyware payload. Legitimate system calculators and calendar applications do not upload gigabytes of data in the background. Choose to revoke cellular data access for any application that exhibits irregular upload behavior. Toggle the background data restriction switch to the off position. This severs the criminal's ability to extract large files from your device. If you want to protect your digital assets and learn how to identify rogue applications, hit the subscribe button right now. We expose the technical vulnerabilities the software industry ignores. Restricting data stops the upload, but the spyware still records your physical inputs. The mechanical delay at number 10 reveals a hidden trap beneath your thumbs. Number 10. The ghost keyboard delay. You open a text message thread, you begin typing a reply to a friend, you press a letter on the digital glass keyboard, but the character does not appear on the screen immediately. A fraction of a second passes before the letter registers. You blame an aging processor. You are typing directly into a digital net. This symptom is the ghost keyboard delay. It indicates the presence of a software keylogger. A keylogger is a specialized tracking program designed to intercept every physical touch you make on the digital screen. Criminals use keyloggers to steal passwords, bank routing numbers, and secure cryptographic keys. When you tap a letter on an uncompromised phone, the operating system registers the touch coordinate and displays the character instantly. When a keylogger is active, the input path is hijacked. You tap the screen. The keylogger intercepts the command. The keylogger writes the keystroke to a hidden text file stored deep in the system partition. After the software saves the keystroke, it releases the command to the operating system, and the letter finally appears on your screen. This extra routing step takes time. It creates a micro-stutter. The keyboard feels unresponsive. The characters appear in quick bursts rather than a smooth sequence. The criminal relies on your patience. They hope you tolerate the lag, assuming your device requires a simple software update. Every time you log into your bank account through a web browser, the keylogger captures the username and the password. You must inspect your active keyboard settings. Navigate to the General Settings menu and select the Keyboard or Input Method section. Review the list of active keyboards. Spyware often installs a custom third-party keyboard disguised as a standard system input method. Choose to delete any unrecognized keyboard profiles. Revert your device to the default factory keyboard provided by the manufacturer. Disable the setting that allows third-party keyboards to request full system access. The keyboard captures your text, but the criminals also want your voice. The audio anomaly at number 9 turns your phone into an open microphone. Number 9. The audio echo chamber. You place a standard cellular phone call to a family member. The connection connects, but you hear a faint clicking sound in the background. When you speak, you hear your own voice echo back to you a second later. You blame a poor cellular tower connection. You are participating in a three-way conference call with a predator. This is the audio echo chamber. It occurs when spyware executes a live call interception protocol. When you initiate a call, the malicious software detects the outgoing radio signal. It silently bridges a third connection into the active audio stream. The criminal sits on the other end, recording the conversation or listening live. The echo and the clicking sounds are artifacts of the analog to digital conversion process. The spyware must duplicate the audio packets and route them to an external internet protocol address while maintaining your connection to the cellular tower. This dual routing taxes the audio processor. The latency of the internet routing creates a feedback loop, causing your voice to bounce back through the receiver speaker. Stalkerware utilizes this feature to monitor your communications in real time. Corporate spies use it to steal intellectual property during business conference calls. The banking industry warns against discussing financial details over cellular lines because the baseband processor that handles voice calls is historically vulnerable to remote exploitation. You must bypass the cellular carrier network to test for this exploit. Ask the person you are speaking with to hang up. Initiate a new call using an end-to-end encrypted voice-over internet protocol application. These applications route the audio through an encrypted data tunnel rather than the open cellular radio standard. Choose to monitor the audio quality on the encrypted data call. If the echo and the clicking disappear completely on the data application, but return on a standard cellular call, your baseband radio firmware is compromised. Audio interception requires system stability to function. When the spyware contains coding errors, the device exhibits the chaotic behavior waiting at number 8. Number 8. The spontaneous reboot cycle. You place your phone on the kitchen counter. You walk away. You hear the startup chime. You look back, and the device displays the manufacturer boot logo. It restarted without your input. You assume the operating system installed a routine patch. You are ignoring a critical system failure caused by aggressive malware. This is the spontaneous reboot cycle. Stable operating systems do not crash. They run for months without requiring a restart. When a phone restarts randomly, it signifies a kernel panic. The kernel is the core foundation of the operating system. Spyware attempts to inject malicious code into the kernel to hide from antivirus scanners and secure system-level privileges. Criminal software is frequently rushed and poorly coded. It contains memory leaks and logic errors. When the spyware attempts to access a protected memory sector or clashes with a legitimate background process, the operating system detects a critical security violation. To protect the hardware from permanent damage, the system terminates all processes and forces a cold reboot. Advanced persistent threats use the reboot sequence to their advantage. Certain types of rootkits can only establish a permanent foothold during the initial boot sequence before the security software initializes. The malware intentionally crashes the phone to trigger this reboot phase, allowing the payload to embed itself deeper into the system architecture. You must check your system update logs. Navigate to the software update menu in your settings. A legitimate phone only restarts for a system update if a new version was successfully downloaded and installed. If the log shows no recent updates, the restart was hostile. Choose to boot your device into safe mode. Safe mode loads the operating system with all third-party applications disabled. If the device remains stable in safe mode but crashes in standard mode, a malicious application is triggering the kernel panics. If you appreciate strict technical analysis over vague security advice, hit the subscribe button right now. We dissect the threats that compromise your personal hardware. A reboot establishes the connection, but the software needs permission to extract your data. The administrative loophole at number 7 grants the attacker total control. Number 7. The rogue administrator profile. You open an application and it demands access to your location. You deny the request. You assume your privacy settings are absolute. You do not realize a hidden management profile overrides every privacy toggle on your device. This is the rogue administrator profile. Mobile device management is a legitimate enterprise feature. Corporations use it to secure employee phones. It allows the information technology department to remotely wipe a lost phone, enforce password requirements, and track the physical location of the corporate asset. Stalkers and hackers weaponize this corporate tool. They gain physical access to your unlocked phone for 3 minutes. They navigate to a specific web address and download a custom configuration profile. They install this profile and grant it device administrator privileges. This action transfers the ultimate authority over the hardware from you to them. The spyware no longer needs to ask for permission. The administrator profile silently grants the malicious software access to the camera, the microphone, and the global positioning system. If you attempt to delete the spyware application, the system blocks you. The operating system protects the application because the rogue profile designates it as a mandatory corporate utility. You must audit your device management settings. On your smartphone, open the Settings menu and search for Device Management, Profiles, or Administrator Access. This menu is buried deep within the Security tabs. Choose to delete any unrecognized profiles listed in this section. If you do not recognize the name of the organization, or if you use a personal phone that is not connected to a corporate network, the profile is hostile. Removing the profile strips the spyware of its administrative armor, allowing you to delete the application normally. The profile provides the access, but the attacker needs to intercept your bank security codes. The notification theft at number 6 happens faster than you can blink. Number 6. The silent notification dismissal. You attempt to log into your bank account on your computer. The bank states it sent a verification code to your phone. You look at your phone screen. The screen remains dark. The text message never arrives. You request a second code. It never arrives. You assume the cellular network is delayed. The attacker is reading the codes and deleting them. This is the silent notification dismissal. The most valuable data on your smartphone is the two-factor authentication code sent by financial institutions. Attackers possess your bank password, but they need the secondary code to authorize a wire transfer. They program the spyware to monitor the notification shade. Android and operating systems utilize a notification listener service. This service allows smartwatches to read your incoming text messages. Spyware exploits this exact service. When the bank sends the text message containing the 6-digit code, the message arrives on your phone. In the millisecond before the screen illuminates or the speaker chimes, the spyware reads the text. The malicious software extracts the 6 digits, transmits them to the attacker, and instantly dismisses the notification. The text message is deleted from your inbox. The entire sequence occurs in the background. You stare at a blank screen, unaware that an attacker just used your secure code to empty your checking account. You must review your notification history. Navigate to the Notification Settings menu. Enable the Notification History log. This log creates an unalterable record of every ping your phone receives, even if an application dismisses it. Choose to audit the applications holding notification listener permissions. Search your settings for device and app notifications. Revoke this permission for any application that does not strictly require it. A calculator or a flashlight application never requires access to your incoming text messages. Notification theft secures the bank account, but the attacker needs to hide their software in plain sight. The visual deception at number 5 tricks you into ignoring the threat. Number 5. The battery usage camouflage. You suspect your phone is compromised. You open the application manager to look for suspicious software. You scroll through the list. You see your web browser, your email client, and a program titled Android System Service. You ignore the system service and keep looking. You just scrolled past the spyware. This is battery usage camouflage. Hackers do not name their malicious software with obvious titles. They use generic technical naming conventions to blend into the background architecture of the operating system. They title the application device Health, Network Provisioner, or System Update. They assign the application an icon that mimics the default Gear logo or a generic green Android mascot. When you review your battery usage statistics, you see this application consuming 20% of your daily power. You assume it is a vital system component processing an update. The psychological trick works. You fear that deleting a file named System Service will break your phone, so you leave it active. The operating system categorizes applications into user space and system space. True system applications are locked into the read-only memory partition. You cannot uninstall them without advanced tools. User applications are downloaded from the internet and reside in the standard storage partition. You must test the application parameters. Tap on the suspicious application in your battery usage list. The menu will provide options to force stop or uninstall the program. Choose to tap the uninstall button. A legitimate vital system application cannot be uninstalled through this basic menu. The operating system will block the action. If the system allows you to uninstall the application titled Device Health, it was a fake user application masquerading as a system tool. Hiding the application is vital for the attacker, but hardware manufacturers introduced physical countermeasures. The visual warning at number 4 exposes the silent observer. Number 4. The flashlight and camera indicator. You are reading a news article on your web browser. You are not taking a photograph. You are not recording a voice memo. You look at the top right corner of your screen and see a tiny green dot illuminated in the status bar. You ignore it. You are being watched in real time. This is the hardware indicator warning. Operating system developers recognized that software permissions were easily abused. To combat invisible surveillance, they hard-coded physical indicator lights into the screen interface. When the microphone is active, an orange or green dot appears. When the camera is active, a green dot appears. These indicators are tied directly to the hardware processing pipeline. Spyware can hide its application icon, but it cannot bypass the hardware indicator. If the green dot illuminates while your phone rests on your desk, or while you scroll through a text-based application, a background process is pulling a live audio or video feed. The attacker is executing a remote command to survey your environment. They want to hear your conversations. They want to see the location of the room. The spyware activates the front-facing camera silently. You must utilize the privacy dashboard. Pull down the status bar and tap the green dot. The modern operating system will display a prompt revealing the exact application currently accessing the camera or microphone. Choose to revoke the hardware permissions immediately. Navigate to the privacy dashboard in your settings. Review the timeline of microphone and camera access. The log will show you the exact minute the spyware activated the hardware. Change the permission to ask every time for all applications. If you refuse to let hardware indicators go ignored, hit the like button right now. Let the algorithm know you demand transparency from your devices. The hardware indicator exposes the camera, but what if the entire operating system is compromised? The software anomaly at number 3 breaks your financial security. Number 3. The jailbreak or root anomaly. You download a new application for your bank. You open the application to check your balance. The screen flashes white and the application closes instantly. A pop-up message appears stating the device fails to meet security standards. You assume the bank application requires an update. The bank actually detected a catastrophic breach of your operating system.
Between root access on Android and jailbreaking on Apple iOS devices.
Standard smartphones operate within a secure sandbox. Applications cannot interact with the core operating system files. Advanced spyware requires deep system access to hide its tracks and intercept encrypted data. To achieve this, the hacker deploys an exploit that roots or jailbreaks the device, breaking the sandbox security model. The attacker gains super user privileges. They can modify system files and hide the spyware within the boot partition. You remain unaware of this structural collapse because the home screen looks normal. Financial institutions understand this threat. Banking applications utilize an application programming interface known as a safety net check. When you open the bank application, it scans the operating system architecture. It looks for unlocked bootloaders, modified system binaries, and unauthorized root access. If the check fails, the bank application terminates immediately to prevent the spyware from stealing your routing numbers. You must run an independent system integrity check. Download a dedicated root checker application from the official software store. Run the diagnostic tool. Choose to factory wipe your device if the tool reports unauthorized root access. A simple software uninstall will not remove deep-level rootkits. You must connect the phone to a computer and flash the original factory firmware image provided by the manufacturer to overwrite the corrupted system partition. Overwriting the software secures the phone, but the attacker has a final physical trap. The network manipulation at number 2 forces your phone to drop its defenses. Number 2. The carrier network downgrade. You walk into a coffee shop. You look at your cellular reception bar. You live in a major city with full coverage. The icon next to the signal bars drops from the modern standard down to a legacy format like 3G or 2G. You assume the carrier is experiencing tower maintenance. You just walked into a localized interception radius. This is the carrier network downgrade. Modern cellular networks utilize strong encryption protocols. A hacker sitting in a parked car cannot intercept a modern data stream because the cryptography is mathematically secure. To steal your data, they must force your phone to use an outdated, broken encryption standard. The criminal deploys a cell site simulator, often referred to as a stingray. This is a portable radio transmitter that mimics a legitimate cellular tower. The device broadcasts a jamming signal on the modern frequency bands. Your phone loses its connection to the secure tower. Programmed to maintain connectivity at all costs, your phone searches for an alternative signal. It finds the criminal simulator broadcasting a strong signal on an older, unencrypted legacy band. Your phone connects to the fake tower. The downgrade is complete. Every text message you send, every phone call you make, and every unencrypted website you visit routes directly through the criminal's laptop before reaching the internet. They capture the raw text of your communications in real time. You must restrict your network preferences. Navigate to the cellular network settings on your device. Locate the preferred network type menu. The default setting allows the phone to auto-connect to any available legacy network. Choose to lock your device to the modern network standard only. Disable the automatic fallback feature. If you encounter a jamming signal, your phone will lose service completely rather than connecting to a hostile simulator. A dead signal is a secure signal. The downgrade attacks the network, but the final sign reveals the physical danger of spyware. The location anomaly at number 1 tracks your every physical movement. Number 1. The GPS anchor drift. You open a mapping application to check traffic. The blue dot representing your physical location appears on the screen. It shows you sitting in your house. Suddenly, the dot teleports a block away, then snaps back to your house. You blame satellite interference. The tracking software on your phone is fighting the operating system for control. This is the GPS anchor drift. Spyware relies on accurate location data to build a pattern of your daily life. Stalkers want to know exactly when you leave work and when you arrive home. To maintain this tracking, the malicious software pings the location hardware constantly. Modern operating systems attempt to conserve battery life by reducing the frequency of location updates when the phone is stationary. The spyware overrides this conservation method. It forces the hardware to wake up and acquire a fresh satellite lock every 60 seconds. When you open a legitimate mapping application, the operating system attempts to establish a smooth location anchor. The spyware interrupts this process with its own background request. The conflicting queries cause the hardware to return fragmented coordinates. The blue dot on your screen drifts, jumps, and corrects itself erratically because the data pipeline is congested. You must audit your location permissions. Navigate to the Location Services menu in your settings. Review the list of applications with persistent access. The operating system categorizes access into 3 tiers: never, while using, and always. Choose to revoke the always permission for any application that is not a dedicated navigation tool. Spyware requires the always permission to track you while the phone is locked in your pocket. Force every application to request location data only while the application is visible on the screen. Software companies build operating systems that prioritize convenience over strict security boundaries. They hide complex menus to keep the user interface clean. Criminals exploit this forced simplicity. They rely on your ignorance of the background architecture. Stop trusting the glass screen. You must implement strict permission protocols and utilize system diagnostic tools to secure your physical and digital life. If you want to protect your privacy and learn exactly how to bypass the tracking systems deployed by data brokers, you must study the system architecture. Click the next video on the left, popping up on your screen right now, to discover the exact 5 applications that secretly sell your location data to third-party marketers. We expose the corporate agreements they are trying to hide from you. Click it, and we'll catch you there.